Hi there, I'm Mandy Wildman, and welcome to another episode of Hustle and Handmade. I did a little research and I did a little thinking, and I've put together a list of over 100 ways to sell your upcycled clothing. When you think about selling handmade clothing, what's the first thing that comes to mind? Etsy, right? Everybody says Etsy, Etsy. Well, I am on Etsy, and I've been on Etsy for 11 years, and it has led me to many sales, including repeat clients now. They just reach right out to me and say, I need a fairy skirt, I need a duster, I want a dress. And so Etsy has been fantastic, but Etsy isn't always the only possible option. And if you want fast sales, repeating sales, it's tricky when you're a handmade artist, when you make upcycled clothing. I'm going to look at some of these. We're going to go over them together, and feel free to ask questions in the comments below. eBay, they can be good. Well, I do vintage as well because it's still sustainable. It's still a good thing to keep out of the landfills. Online markets and platforms, so many. Depop is kind of popular. It's kind of different to what I do, so I don't do Depop. Amazon handmade, I'd stay away from that because your Amazon market are used to being able to trash stuff and send it back or get their money back or whatever. It's a different kind of market to the kind of individual that you're looking for. And she looks at your clothing. She or he looks at your clothing and says, I've got to have that piece. I've got to have that piece. Do you take payments? And you've got a personal relationship with that person. In Amazon, there's nothing personal about it, so I wouldn't do that. Social and social commerce channels. What's a social commerce channel? Well, that would be like an Instagram shop, a Facebook shop, a TikTok shop, a YouTube shop. And if you're like hanging out on that social media platform, that's where you sell a lot of your stuff. Pinterest shoppable pins. This is interesting. And I have a website that I've had for years and years. And initially I built that website with Pinterest, pinning pictures on there so that people would come back to my blogs. Well, now I'm looking at it going, I could do that with pictures of my stuff. If you have an email list, you can do these really cool things where you send out an email and you say, surprise drop, secret drop, watch for my next email tonight at 8 o'clock. I'm dropping 5 garments from a collection. Collections are cool and they don't have to be stressful. It doesn't have to be some big giant deal, but they do help you sell your stuff. This is something you could do. You could have a PDF lookbook. You've got a PDF document with pictures and with the price in there, and then you can sort of distribute the PDF either through email or by meeting people at events, which we'll get into in a minute, and you can get them to order from you. All right, so let's go to in-person markets. So you've got your craft fairs and your holiday markets. They can be great or they can be not great. They're not great if you've got customers who don't have their expectations set properly. If you buy a coat today only, see these purses over here, and they're $65, and today only you can, if you get the coat, I can let you choose a tote bag for $45, $35. You know your prices. I love being in person because, you know, I sew in the studio like you do. We sew by ourselves, and it's fun to get out there and meet some people. You can do a trunk show where you take some of your clothing to a boutique and you bring your people, you market it and bring your people to come and shop in the boutique. They host the space, but they also know that people are going to shop in their boutique, their other stuff as well. It's a collaboration, and I'm really fond of collaborations. You just sort of have to make sure that everybody understands how it works. Festivals are really great if you do, you know, the vintagey stuff or the funky stuff or the all cotton, the stuff where you dyed it and washed it and it's come out all faded. So festivals are really awesome. They are actually really awesome for making great money and selling a lot in a whole weekend. They're exhausting and fun. Bridal fairs, if you do sort of crappy bridal, why don't you get a bunch of your stuff and get a booth at a bridal fair? That's what the brides are there for, to look at the dresses. And they're looking at all these boring mass-produced creations from possibly foreign countries, and then their eyes fall on your fabulous scrappy wedding dress. Oh my goodness, why wouldn't you have a booth? Couldn't you do it out of your house? Not out of your house, not like in your living room, but do you have a garage? Do you have a shed that you can convert? Or if neither of those, Can you get an old trailer? It doesn't have to be something you could sleep in, but can you get an old trailer and can you fix it up and make it really cute and put it in your driveway? And to heck with the HOA, a coffee shop. Partner with a coffee shop. Say, hey, and I've done this. Can I bring a rack of my clothing in on Saturday or whatever? I'll have a little table and I have some little fairy lights and chat with your customers. Do you mind that? No, we don't mind that. That's great. I've got people on Facebook. I'll post it on Facebook and I'll get some people here. What if you donated a prize? Let's say your local church or your school is having a fundraiser and you donate a prize of one of your wonderful lacy floofy dusters or what have you. You donate and then they take your card. Maybe they don't want that particular duster, but maybe they want to follow up with you to buy something because they have something they want you to make into a duster. Fundraisers are good for getting out there locally and for meeting the people that, especially fundraisers, people come to buy things. People want to support individuals. People want to support hand makers. They really, really do. There's a whole bunch more, but we are running out of time. And again, if you want to grab this list of over 100 ways to sell your upcycled clothing, come and join us over in the Refashion Rebels community. I'm really, really happy to help you with anything, any questions that you have. So again, I'm Mandy Wildman, and this is Hustle and Hem, and I love you guys. I'll see you next week. Bye.